So the Broadcasting Commission announced an immediate ban on songs that promote or glorify illegal activities, and the Jamaican music industry is going bananas. I tended to steer clear of hot topics, but this one particularly interested me because of the range of discourses and the broader context to explore, which I've not seen fleshed out. So I've entered the chat. Hi. The Broadcasting Commission, which I'll be referring to as the Commish throughout this video, issued a directive to broadcasters, that's local TV and radio, on Tuesday to prohibit the transmission of audio or video recordings that promote or celebrate illegal activities. For background, the Commish is an independent governmental agency which monitors and regulates broadcast radio and free-to-air plus subscriber TV services to ensure that they adhere to certain operational standards, aka it's their job to issue these kinds of directives. Are they consistent with it? No. Do their directives come off mad, coincidental, and targeted? Yes. But they are mandated to regulate what we hear and see on broadcast media. The latest directive comes after about 5 to 7 years of songs referencing and hailing scamming because of the growing culture coming out of the BPOs in Montego Bay, St. James. Scamming, or pop culture, speaks to calling people to take their money, while chopping bypasses phone lines to go into people's accounts and steal their money. Throughout my journalism career, I've always opted to understand the growing phenomena instead of judging and dragging. And so a few months ago, I decided to delve into the lyrical world of chopping and party drugs when I realized that 90% of the songs artists and producers were sending me to write about were about that lifestyle. And so I reached out to the man who was ahead of the Bang the Line era, Mr. Big Money Popping himself, Exclusive. The Saints and Native made it clear that it's not a scamming song, it's a big money song, but just one line in there says scammer them there, and me I say prostitute them there and some other things, but it just so happened that people gravitate to that one line. Now, many of you will remember that the song didn't only blow up, but it also attracted a lot of backlash as members of the music fraternity and the state said it was promoting illegal activities. Since then, we've seen several artists rise to prominence with such lyrical references like Skillibeng, whose 2019 Brick Pan Brick hailed the bangophone, and most recently, One Big's Don, whose Boy Afe illustrates a luxurious lifestyle funded by chopping the line. But why do artists sing about, essentially, stealing people's money? Exclusive said it boils down to negative lyrics, selling faster, and young and emerging acts wanting that big break. Is that easier route for the artists them? And most of them sang their play cause selector want money pull up. So an artist not gonna want come sing about something else right now when him said the easiest way for him take off is to sing this topic. Scamming happened long before these songs. I just threw them to the power of it. Suppose me they sing it and nothing happened and everybody bun it out. Do you think every artist would want to sing it the same way? They saw the outcome of it, so they want to sing it too. Roughly 3 years after Big Money Popping came another song which shook the Puritans and really ushered in the era of chopping in trap dancehall's vocabulary. Ace God's Mark X and Axio. When I spoke to Ace God, he said he didn't care that people labeled it a scammer anthem and that he knew the song would blow up because of the aspirational whip at the time, reaffirming Exclusive's arguments that these songs work because people are invested in the subcultures that inspire them. Enter Molly. It's been romanticized as the new age it drug in hip-hop, referenced in songs like Miley Cyrus's We Can't Stop, Future's Mask Off, and Rihanna's Diamonds, but as trap dancehall settles, so too has Molly references in songs like Skeng and Tommy Lee Sparta's Protocol, Grim YG's Hot Drugs, and Squash's Trending. Molly, commonly called ecstasy, is a synthetic drug which produces psychedelic effects that alter a person's self-awareness and that of their environment. The big rave about this illegal substance is that it increases sexual arousal, lifts your mood, and it truly fosters a feeling that the world is Skittles, cotton candy, love, peace, and chicken grease. On the flip side of that ethereal high are potential negative effects like anxiety, agitation, excessive sweating, dizziness, which are all cute until you get to the other short-term effects like increases in heart rate and blood pressure, muscle tension, teeth clenching, nausea, blurred vision, and yeah, the risks that come with unsafe sex. No, suspiciously timed or nah, the Commish didn't just loosely announce the ban on these songs. There has been extensive and ongoing research into the impacts of these lyrics on youth before the directive was issued. I interviewed a research analyst at the National Council for Drug Abuse a few months ago, and she said they went to various schools and asked kids how they knew about Molly, and they actually named dropped artists and songs. Not only did they do that, some were already using the drug and were able to share how it works and why they use it. So when some artists want to jump up and say, hey, they have no influence on youth, this counteracts that. These kids were able to say, these are the artists who introduced me to this thing, and I'm taking it because these artists are cool to me and I want to be cool too. The other side of this is the reality that some of these artists don't even take Molly and instead are just hopping on a seemingly winning lyrical train. This points to a concept called the forward principle, which is using controversial or inflammatory lyrics to get a forward blank applause, love, and so on from the audience. For example, in previous years, the burning out of homosexuals would have given a forward. Upcoming artist Guess What Boss admitted that he does not take Molly, neither is he encouraging anyone to take it, despite his single Molly, which boasts about the benefits of having sex with a woman who takes the drug. As an artist, I'm just doing what I do best. Animate and create a vivid mental picture of a memory, fiction, or even trending topics as the Molly topic. Even if I'm not in agreement with the Molly, if I sing a song saying, don't take the Molly, it wouldn't reach anywhere. So sometimes showing up a thing, whether in a good or bad form, is better. He shares the view of several others like Tanya Stevens and Stephen the Genius McGregor that dancehall music is just being used as a scapegoat for societal ills. He also said that drugs, alcohol, and marijuana are no stranger to music culture, highlighting that even some dancehall artists have taken cocaine. Now, while that is true, there's a stark difference, as I don't recall Gregory Isaacs, for instance, encouraging people to get a whiff of the white lady in his lyrics. Beyond that, while marijuana was heavily demonized for decades, it's not a drug. In the words of Cat Williams,
that's the side effect. Hungry, happy, sleepy. That's it.
On the real though, dancehall forever enters these periods where its lyrical messages and practices are dissected and set ablaze for its influence on youth. We've lived through the discourses on daggering culture, that whole skin bleaching era, and the reigning violence messages in music. And for sure, the commish has reared its head every couple of years to issue a directive on what kind of content can be broadcast, like when they banned daggering music and bleeps some years ago. But eventually you could turn on your radio and hear bleeped out music and songs like I Don't Know for the Jockey, which begs the question, how effective and long lasting will this new ban be? Don't get me started on the reality that we're in a totally different period of music consumption where YouTube and its trending possibilities are shinier for several artists versus hearing their song play on air. In terms of any real loss that these choppa Molly singing artists will suffer from because of the ban, the most obvious is performance royalties. Radio stations buy blanket licenses from performance rights organizations to play music without encountering copyright issues and submit logs with their playlists to the PROs, who then compensate the copyright holders because their song was played. In Jamaica, the PRO is JCAP, so creatives who are registered to JCAP benefit from such royalties if their music is broadcast. So, missing out on these royalties is a loss. Though I must say those usually take a while to come in, which is why they're regarded as like the artist or songwriter's pension. Beyond performance royalties, the only other negative I see that will affect those artists is a tainted brand, which can ward off potential brand deals and so on. But honestly, again, we're in a new age. These kids value YouTube, other streaming services, and really independence. On the flip side, I hope this ban will welcome more positive lyrics on air, a balance if you will, something several artists have been calling for. I want to close off this video with something Professor Donna Hope told me regarding the what next. The government can rail up, the commish can ban songs from broadcast platforms, but if we don't change the culture, the lyrics won't change. In fact, they'll get worse. And in a few years, it won't be Molly or Choppa, it will be something else. The Prime Minister recently said we have to clean up the music. No, Prime Minister. We have to clean up the society. If you want the songs to be different or more of the songs to sing about peace and love, then we have to make the society about peace and love. You have to provide a system that is far gentler, far more peaceful, and far more connected with each other on a community and a personal level. What are your thoughts on the whole situation? Let's talk in the comments. Until next time, subscribe over your nice, subscribe over your nice.